for the past 4 years, as an organization based in the West Valley, we really have spent time coming to the East Valley after being invited, listening to folks, building deep relationships and trust with people who live here, learning about the issues that affect the entire community, and showing up.
We do have a thriving LGBTQ community out here in Coachella, and it's been very important to keep pushing for spaces to be safer, to be more inclusive, and to be more representative of our folks.
We've had the pleasure to work hand in hand with organizations like Alianza Coachella Valley, Planned Parenthood of the Pacific Southwest, Youth Leadership Institute. It's some of the most rewarding work that I've ever done. It centers LGBTQ people who often come from a Latino or Latinx background.
A lot of the programming and events that we've done and that we want to continue doing are to hopefully encourage more LGBTQ members of the community to share space with us, to be able to share their experiences, their lives, and to be able to tell our stories to folks that perhaps have not have heard of our journeys.
The unique opportunity that we have with this work and with partnering with these organizations is making sure that the work and the relationships really center young people and their experiences. So through that, we've been able to build relationships with young people who are already doing amazing work in their own communities, in their own schools, through gender and sexuality alliances.
GSA first started as an idea, and Miguel was telling me about a student who had done it previously at one of his schools, and I thought that was really cool because at my school's really small. I go to Nova Academy here in Coachella, and it's really small, so there wasn't much of clubs or things like that, let alone an LGBTQ center where just students could go to. And I was like, you know what, I should do that. So I decided to just take it upon myself and build that my sophomore year, and I did, and I became president of it, and it's still going. I'm glad I made it because now I have a space of my own to go to and talk to other students who are also thinking the same way I am or have similar experiences, and I don't feel so out of the box.
It's important for us to always be here to support members of the LGBTQ community so that they feel like their voices can be as elevated, as high as possible.
Last year, before the coronavirus, we put on so many events at the Mecca Family Farm Workers and Resource Center. We had Loteria nights, we had a piñata night, we had our first Trans Day of Remembrance, which was also extremely important because the trans lives lost deserve to be honored accordingly. And this past October 16th and 17th, we had our 4th annual East Coachella Valley Pride, which we turned into a caravan because of the pandemic. And it was just so gratifying to see all the cars decorated so festively and the happiness shining through people's eyes. And I'm just really proud of the community for coming together and celebrating themselves.
Some of the profound conversations that we've had with just the community at large have taken place during and after several film screenings that we've had, both here in Coachella and in Mecca, that have created dialogue about our lives as LGBTQ folks.
I had been to a film screening it was back in my junior year, and I forgot the documentary name, but it was about a trans girl named Zoe, and I had been one of the panelists for there. And the experiences are pretty fun for me because not only do I get to be out there and speak my truth or whatever, but I think it's really fun to connect with other people, to make me feel like I'm not alone in this.
We've been able to be here and to let them know that they're not alone and that there is community across the entire Coachella Valley.
I hope to see more of that representation of LGBTQ community here in the Coachella Valley, because I feel there isn't enough of it. Yeah, we have our events and stuff, but it's just that one day or that 1 month of representation, and I feel it should be all the time. It should be everywhere. Not like obviously in people's faces, but just like that equal representation that I feel we lack.
People don't have that type of support like they do out here in Palm Springs. I hope that like the center like takes over everything, like each part of the valley, like expand and expand and expand.
Ultimately, my dream is that the young people who we have the privilege and benefit of working with become the leaders and the next generation of this work. They are already leaders today, but how can we uplift them, that they are driving this work, what it looks like, how it feels in their own communities.